continuing with a series of current / contemporary affairs. As you can see, this is a very intricate topic and everyone has heard of it a number of times. Okay? The topic is Banganga to Bangladesh. Sir Creek is the name of Banganga. Okay? So we'll use the ancient name and we'll try to promote it. And let us start with paradoxical situation that India has been gifted by two beautiful neighbors, very cooperative neighbors. One has been very cooperative since ages and the other has also joined the quest for cooperating with India. Okay? So the topic is, as you see, both sides, and we'll start with a very interesting word which our Honorable Defence Minister has quoted. Any misadventure in Sir Creek will change history and geography of Pakistan. Here the word to be highlighted is misadventure, and this is seen now in a broader context. Any misadventure by either of our neighbors. So both our neighbors are troubling us in their own respective spheres. We'll discuss them one by one. Okay, and the topic of Sir Creek has been in news from Dussehra to Diwali. This was a speech given by our Honorable Defence Minister on Dussehra, and till Diwali and till the present day context it has been evolving. So we'll cover each and every dimension of it. Okay, let's start with Sir Creek, or as anciently known as Banganga. How did its name change is very simple. Some English Britishman came and he then discovered this place and it was named behind him, Sir Creek, but the original name is Banganga. We'll start with the Pakistan problem because it's been carrying forward till from 1958. Pakistan has been raising this issue since 1958. Now what is the simple issue? We'll see the facts, but what is the main dispute? Dispute is this part, this right angled part. The end point is known as Sir Creek and the first point is known as terminus, western terminus. The area of this is known as Sir Creek. What? It is a tidal area, marshy area. Tidal area means what? Both fresh water and salt water, both, the mixture of both is known tidal area. And marshy area, again you'll see a lot of it in news because there's a new equipment in town. It's called hovercraft. It's an old thing, but it's very much in news. Where are hovercrafts used? Usually in marshy areas. The definition or basic principle of marshy area is that area which is all year round, neither on the ground or underwater. It's mixed. It's immediately on the water or on the ground. That's it. We'll see in the pictures also. What happened or why this, it's been in news since 1958, but what happened now? What happened now was Pakistan is doing heavy build-up, heavy army build-up in this area. That is why Defence Minister had to bring this point into the news. Now see, the word again is misadventure, and quoting it. If you remember the 1965 war, the Indian Armed Forces went up to Lahore. Keeping that in mind, our Defence Minister has quoted again, way of Karachi is through Sir Creek. Means this is Sir Creek and Karachi is very nearby over here. So it is a very short distance, making the Pakistanis, their military, remember what happened in 1965. That is the main idea. Now see, the basic definition is, it's a 96 kilometer long tidal estuary, marshy land in Rann of Kutch, as explained all of the terms, simple. Now there are two theories involved in it, which is the major reason of dispute. See, whether the theories were there or not, there will always be a dispute between India and Pakistan. That's how it's working, and why it's working, no one knows, but it's keep on working. One is the Thalweg principle, which is what India uses to determine what is the boundary between Pakistan and India in the Sir Creek region. Okay, it's simple. Whatever your river is, the middle point will be taken as the distribution line or the boundary line between the two. Now, what Pakistan is referring to here is as Bombay Government Resolution of 1915. Some king of Bombay at that time and the British had jointly signed this, and Pakistan are sticking to it. That is the basic thing. Okay. Now, all this is happening. How are we responding to it? See, how are we responding to it? We'll see in the last slide. It is a very detailed instruction. But as of now, during Diwali and after Diwali, what the Indian government is doing, it is conducting an exercise known as Trishul. It is a trilateral exercise in which the Army, the Navy and the Air Force, all three in tandem, in coordination, are practicing their defense capabilities over here. And an interesting fact about this, in such an area, the Air Force practiced at 28,000 feet. That's an important fact to remember. This was the most simplest form of Sir Creek. Now see what's going on. Now here, see, Bangladesh as of general was not troubling us for quite some decades, because Bangladesh itself, like see, there was India, and from India became Pakistan, and from Pakistan became Bangladesh. The origin country is always India. The Indian government, the Indian military helped Pakistan come into being itself. So till most of the time we had quarter relations, till the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was there. But since the regime change, since the student protest, the whole scenario has changed, and the Indian government and the Indian military in tandem are taking notice of it, and behind everyone's knowledge, they are actually the military preparedness is up to the next level. That is what we are going to see. So we've done with Banganga. Now the issue of Bangladesh. See, everything was fine until this photo got circulated. This photo represents Yusuf. He is the present just advisor to the Bangladeshi government, and he is his name is, I'm telling you, Sahir Shamsad Mirza. He is the next Asif Munir. In simple, he is the present 4-star general, and he'll be the next Asif Munir. So how is this image important? See, there are multiple things going on. One by one, Bangladesh is taking an anti-India stance since 1.5 years. But that is escalated to the next level when Pakistani generals in common are being hosted by Bangladesh government. And the new theme of this infamous topic is this book. We'll see in detail what this book represents and how it is affecting India-Bangladesh relations and India's sovereignty and integrity. Okay. Now see, the story we all remember, 1971. It is because of Indian military help that Bangladesh was created, and the suffering, the massacre which was going on was put to halt. It's a worldwide renowned fact. Okay. Now second is, how is this present in news? Because of this general. He is what? His name is Sahir Shamsad Mirza. First, he is on a 2-day trip, but before going to Pakistan, he went to Maldives. As you can see, he met with the Maldives president also. And in general, if you leave just a few months, Maldives also had a frequent anti-India skirmishes or anti-India sentiments. Okay? So just imagine our like indefinite enemy is first going to Maldives and then going to Bangladesh. Okay? So there's a pattern which you have to see, which the all intellectuals, the coordinators are seeing, and we are just trying to represent that. Main point, he could be the next Asif Munir, like the general of Pakistan. If that person is in Bangladesh and is sharing something, the Indians have to see. The whole context is built on that. Next is recent development. See, after 1971, Pakistan and Bangladesh had very strained ties. Take care, common sense, right? One was created from the other, and there's a historical perspective also. They don't like each other. So they had very strained ties. There was no trade. There was no meetings going on. Even if Pakistanis had to go to Bangladesh, special visas, special security checks had to go on. But since he is in power, see, he is in power, whether he says it or not, he calls himself the chief advisor, but he is the person in power. He is the, in the case of India, he would have a lame duck. The person who is controlling the system till the appointed or the elected government comes. But in his case, he himself has declared the elections will be held in next year, and till then, he is the supreme leader over there. So, these are the recent developments. Pakistanis have no security check now. They can just freely go in Bangladesh. Second is direct trade after 1971. Just imagine, after 50 years, more than 50 years, they are having direct trade. And the third is ships direct from Dhaka to Pakistan. See, once Bangladesh started showing anti-India sentiments, what we did was, we stopped the supply, or we stopped the usage of Kolkata port for Bangladesh. Now what Pakistan thought it was as an opportunity that you can use our ports, but just see where Dhaka is and where Karachi port is. Just see the difference that it had to travel. Now see, Yunus met Pakistani PM thrice. This is the coordination or meetings on going on, that anyone meeting someone thrice within such a short period of time is showing how entangled they are becoming now. The most important thing was, this is a video, you can see it online. Yusuf has claimed that he's made some comments on Northeast India. It's a Seven Sisters of India landlocked, everyone knows. But what he actually commented was, Northeast is an extension of the Chinese economy. Now see, again an attack, a direct attack on what? Our integrity and our sovereignty. He is trying to say, and best part, last month, Nobel Prize was very much in news for two reasons. First, the craze that Trump had to win the Nobel Prize. Fortunately, unfortunately, he didn't get that. And the second one, this gentleman over here, He is a Nobel Prize winner in economics, and then he's suggesting that he is the guardian of Indian Ocean. He, in the sense, Bangladesh is the guardian of Indian Ocean and extension of Chinese economy. Northeast is the extension of Chinese. Being a Nobel Economic Prize winner, he is suggesting such things. You can see the paradox over there. Okay. Now that is where the whole Nobel Prize committee is called into question. Now Bangladesh are gravitating towards each other. Simple, they both are moving close towards each other. Both have the same goals. If not, he is being driven by Pakistan and to some extent Chinese and Turkey economy also. We will see that. Okay. See, looking all this in mind, our general has said that it is very intriguing, if not disturbing, and there has implicit security implications for India. For example, what are the security implications? Very easy to remember. Weapons smuggling will happen, humans trafficking, drug smuggling, illegal trade, migration. Like, you'll remember this in your finger points. Now, that was the main theme. Now in the background, what is happening? Nothing is happening in isolation. Now we live in a globalized world. Everything is in tandem, is in synchronization with each other. Now in the background, a lot of things are happening. We'll see to that. What this book represented, it's time to uncover, discover, whatever you like. Okay. Now, if anyone is making a claim, first, the book is important because it represents an image. It represents an image of what? Greater Bangladesh. See, this is the idea of Greater Bangladesh. It has not only included Northeast, but also Bihar, to some extent Jharkhand and Odisha. Just a figment of anyone's imagination, nothing possible, but the very idea that is being floated, that is questioning India's sovereignty. That is what is important. Now see, book is named Art of Triumph. Like, they got their independence, they were created because India stepped in, and he's just naming the book Art of Triumph. Imagine now Greater Bangladesh, what's in the book? Another important thing is, see, the whole dispute is the cover of the book. No. What's inside the book is also, first, this book is not for public sale. It has only been gifted by him to many people. You've seen in other slides also, from Canada to Italy to everywhere. Maldives also. But what's inside the book is, recently Bangladesh had what? Student protests. This book represents all the graffiti of the student protests, so that the people do not forget what happened, so that the people do not go back to the earlier regime. That is, it is a reminder, it is a constant reminder of what is constantly going on and what is constantly changing. That's it. Other things in perspective are, map is a significance of claim. Like, you can't just, the leader of a country can't just put on any map. He has to show some substance to it. That is the minutia, and that is the question that we are subtly and not so subtly, directly and indirectly asking the Bangladesh government also. Okay. Now see, when we ask them, India has its own connections also. There's a Turkish-backed NGO named Turkish Youth Federation. That was the first instance in which, in a college of Dhaka, this map was surfaced, and since then it has been gaining ground or gaining momentum also. Other things in the background, see, if they would have been calling some Nobel laureate or some intellectual persons, we would not have an issue. No one would have an issue. But see, whom are they inviting? They are inviting an Hafiz Saeed's associate in Bangladesh. Who is Hafiz Saeed? A UN designated terrorist. His associate is travelling where? To the northeastern boundaries. He is travelling to Bangladesh, but where? The boundaries closer to northeast, and doing what? Giving inflammatory speeches. That does have an impact on India. So we are trying to stop that, or we are trying to assess what is going on. Second is this individual. See, it's not at all important who this individual is, but just for news, he had been banned in Dhaka and in many other countries also for the last 9 years. But after the regime change, he has been invited back to Bangladesh. Because of his speeches also, there had been riots in Bangladesh, and due to that he was banned. But after 9 years, he has been called. That is the scenario which is going on. Okay. Now we will come to the concluding slide about this topic. See, as I told you, the Indian government is very much aware of what is going on, and to our knowledge, they are very much prepared also. They are very much more than prepared, to what extent we know also. Like simple, an MP from Rajya Sabha asked, are you aware of what is going on in Bangladesh? Then the simple answer was that yes, the Indian government is aware, and they know that a Turkish-backed NGO is supporting them, supplementing them, providing with the funds. But when asked from the Dhaka government itself, when asked from the Bangladesh government, they just roughed it up as fake news, just fake news. But this is what a very formal request, a very formal answer. But in the background, what we are doing, what we are committed to do, how we are committed to protect our own nation, our boundaries, that is what is important. See. Okay, how things are changing. Okay. Now everything is what? Narrative building. NB, let's just call it NB. The war, Operation Sindoor, happened where? On the battlefield. But before that and after that, this concept is going on. The concept of narrative building. What is right, what is wrong is all blurred now. Whoever says first is gaining more importance. Right, wrong, no more. Whoever starts to shout first, without any facts, without any concrete facts. No one is asking for facts in the age of social media. No one is asking for facts, or no one is asking for what? Fact checking. But whoever is saying loudest and whoever is saying most, that is what is important. See, another important to remember is how history is being changed. You need to remember that. The ones in power, they have the responsibility to preserve history, not to change history. But to some extent, how Bangladesh is changing history. Bangladesh was created with the help of India in 1971. Who was the leader at that time? Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And her daughter is who? Sheikh Hasina. So when Sheikh Hasina was moved out of power, what the propaganda was spread around was that her father was responsible for the partition of Pakistan, which should not have happened. But who helped? Partition, India helped. So there is an anti-India sentiment also going along. Like you're trying to recreate history. Like if India would not have been there, then Pakistan would not have been divided into two parts. And due to that consequence, imagine the father of Bangladesh, its own residence being destroyed, burned. That is what is going on. That is leading to anti-India sentiment. See, and another thing, there's a difference between fake information and misinformation. Like if a gentleman or some renowned person or some leader says something and it's wrong, then people term it as misinformation. But when any common individual terms something wrong, data, facts, anything, then it is called fake news. And there is what? There is law against fake news, but there is no law against misinformation. This is another loophole which prominent leaders are using. So, when there was a recent lot of attacks and numerous attacks on Hindus, on the minority in Bangladesh, what the Bangladeshi government or the Dhaka government said that it's just fake news. As simple as that. See, and there's another angle to it is that USA is also directly or indirectly supporting Bangladesh. Imagine the tariff which we are having. We are having approximately 50% tariff. But Bangladesh is just having 20% tariff. They are also supporting it, na? That is why. And as I said, when Kolkata got cancelled, when the port of Kolkata was unavailable for Dhaka, Pakistan suggested, come this way. Now see, just imagine the irony what's going on. There's no need for explanation over here. And this is one quote which we all believe. In fact, two quotes I'll say. First, we don't choose our enemies. We don't choose our neighbors also. Sorry, we can choose our enemies, but by any chance we cannot choose our neighbors. We've got what we got. In the same sense, America has no permanent friends or enemies, only interest. Every country does the same thing. We have to keep that in mind. Continuing with it, this is the last slide. This is important. This is a perspective of India. Okay? How is India prepared? Like for now, we discussed what Pakistan is doing, what Bangladesh is doing, and we also questioned what we are doing. So this is the page which is actually showing what we are doing, how prepared we are. Like if you see today, tomorrow news, India has issued NOTAM. Simple NOTAM's full form is Notice to Airmen. It simply means in 3 places, like this is the western front of India, the Gujarat region, the Sir Creek region or the Banganga region. This is the whole of northeast. If you can zoom in and see, this is the whole of northeast, and it's not in the map. In mid-India also, NOTAM has been issued. The dates have not been particularly mentioned as of today, but there's a general issue going on that tell all the civilian airlines to know that do not fly in these regions as multiple exercises will be going on, including missile launches will be going on. So what is it showing? It is showing how India is prepared. And see, after Operation Sindoor, another thing important that was changed was this got changed. Act of war, any act of terror will be seen as an act of war. This was recently iterated by this gentleman over here. Okay? Any act of terror will be seen as an act of war. Keeping this in mind, simultaneously, not indifferent, simultaneously, all 3 parts of India, Western Front, Eastern Front and the center, All three will have military exercise, just to show the whole world, just to show our neighbors that we are prepared. Just don't do any word. The first word was misadventure. Just remember, misadventure. And another thing which no one is noticing is these days is, see, this is the list of 2025 military exercises which were held in Northeast only. All the list over here is done in Northeast. Just have a look at it. 5 exercises till September in Northeast. That shows our preparedness, and that shows how our government and our military is prepared. No matter how much you question any of it, and in the background, they are prepared to defend us. Okay, thank you.